You know, when a player steps onto a baseball diamond and suddenly the whole sport feels like it needs to pause, maybe even recalculate its basic beliefs, that's when you know you're watching something really special.
Absolutely. And our sources frame Shohei Ohtani not just as, the best player right now, but as this athletic force that seems almost, well, the word they use is unreal.
Unreal is a good word for it.
And our goal here isn't just listing his achievements, right? We're digging into the facts, the moments that make sources call him, and this is specific, the most feared player in baseball history.
Yeah, and feared is the key word. It's tactical, it's psychological. So the main takeaway for you listening in is where that fear comes from. Ohtani doesn't just dominate one part of the game. He's the only guy out there who genuinely strikes fear into pitchers when he's batting.
Right.
And into batters when he's pitching. It forces the other team into this, two-front war against just one person.
And there's no playbook for that.
Yeah.
No historical blueprint.
None at all. So to really grasp this unique threat, we kind of have to go back to the beginning, right? The origin story.
Exactly. Shohei Ohtani, born July 5th, 1994, Oshu, Japan. And he did have that athletic background. His dad played baseball. His mom was a professional badminton player.
But lots of kids have athletic parents. The sources seem to zero in on his mindset even really young.
Yeah, they point to the story where, super young, he tells his coach, flat out, I want to become the best baseball player in the world.
Not just a great player, but the best.
Precisely. And the key thing that sources stress is this wasn't just kid talk. It was like his operational plan. Work relentlessly every day, master hitting and pitching.
And the results came.
Yeah.
Well, incredibly fast.
Astonishingly fast. By 18 years old, think about that, still basically a kid. He's already throwing pitches over 100 miles per hour.
Wow. That's a speed many MLB veterans never reach.
Right. And this incredible early skill on both sides created this huge dilemma for scouts.
Yeah, what do you do with that? He's an amazing pitcher. He's an amazing hitter. Baseball tradition, especially now, screams, specialize, pick one.
But Ohtani just refused. The sources highlight this defining moment when he was pushed to choose, and he just asked why. Why can't I do both?
That question really challenged everything, didn't it? Decades of baseball thinking.
It really did. And he started proving it could work in Japan, playing for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. The anecdotes are great. Like one night he throws 8 perfect innings.
Full dominance on the mound.
Yeah. And then the very next game, he hits some monster home run to win it with his bat.
So naturally, the media tries to find a comparison. The next Babe Ruth.
Of course. But the analysis we looked at makes a really crucial point. Ohtani was and is something completely new.
Explain that difference. Why isn't he just a modern Ruth?
Well, back when Ruth played, that extreme specialization wasn't quite the rigid dogma it is today. Baseball was different. Ohtani is doing this in an era, a system that's actively structured to prevent someone from being elite at both.
Okay, that's a critical distinction. He wasn't just talented. He was defying the modern structure of the game.
Exactly. His success in Japan was already a philosophical challenge to, let's say, mainstream American baseball thinking. And that really set the stage for his move to MLB in 2018 with the Angels.
And that move was met with, well, a lot of skepticism, wasn't it?
Overwhelming resistance, yeah. The sources are full of quotes from critics basically saying, it won't work here. The MLB is too fast, too competitive. The physical toll is too much.
The common refrain was, you can't pitch and hit here. Not at an elite level anyway.
And, their doubts weren't totally baseless given how demanding the modern game is. They argued, look, the recovery time a starting pitcher needs, it just doesn't fit with being a daily hitter.
It seemed impossible from a scheduling and physical recovery standpoint.
Right. They thought he'd have to fundamentally re-engineer everything, his training, his rest, his whole week. The consensus was drop one skill or you'll just burn out completely.
But Ohtani, he just did it. Didn't just survive. He excelled immediately.
Right out of the gate. That rookie season, 22 homers. And on the mound, 63 strikeouts.
Solid numbers for either a hitter or a pitcher, let alone both.
And that immediate impact cemented his place in history early on, Rookie of the Year.
Which is huge because he wasn't just, a hitter who pitched a bit on the side or vice versa.
No, this was elite-level performance across both disciplines.
Yeah.
He was the first true two-way player in, modern history, really, to get that kind of recognition at the highest level.
But even that incredible rookie year, it feels like it was just warming up for what came next.
Oh, definitely. Fast forward to 2021. That's the season where he went from star to, full-blown phenomenon. The stats from that year, they almost don't make sense for one human being.
Okay, lay them on us.
Get ready for this. So 2021, 46 home runs.
46, that's MVP level power right there.
Right. Then add 26 stolen bases, shows his speed, his athleticism.
Okay, power, speed. What about pitching?
And as a starting pitcher, an ERA of 3.18, which is excellent.
So, hang on. 46 homers, 26 steals, and a 3.18 ERA as a pitcher in the same season.
In the same season. And the sources make this crystal clear. No one, not even Babe Ruth, had ever done that before.
So what's the real implication there? Why is that revolutionary, not just impressive?
Because it shattered comparisons. In today's game, with hyper-specialized training, intense scouting, brutal schedules, doing both at that high level was considered, frankly, impossible. Like, dialogically impossible for one person.
He didn't just break a record, he created a whole new category of performance.
Exactly. And this brings us right back to that idea of fear. Why do players actually dread facing him? It's not just the numbers.
It's the tactical problem he creates, right? The paralysis.
Precisely. It's that combination of raw power, pinpoint pitching precision, and this incredibly calm demeanor. Like he's immune to pressure.
He seems almost machine-like sometimes.
That's the word opponents use. There's that quote from a player saying facing him is like trying to hit against a machine. You can't find a weakness. You can't rattle him.
And he can just flip a game instantly. One moment, a 450-foot bomb. The next inning, he's striking out the side with 100-mile-per-hour fastballs.
That kind of instant, devastating impact, you can't game plan for it. How do you strategize against someone who can beat you in two completely different ways, at the highest level, potentially in the same game?
That impossibility is the fear. In sports terms, the psychological weight must be immense.
Totally. It's like facing a real-life superhero, as one source put it. He does things that just shouldn't be possible.
But, okay, this level of dominance, it doesn't just happen from raw talent alone, does it? The sources really dig into what's behind it.
Right, and this is crucial. The engine isn't just talent, it's discipline. Almost obsessive discipline.
We need to talk about that because it seems foundational.
Absolutely. It's not just practice. It's his entire lifestyle. Relentless training, meticulously planned for dual performance, and, crucially, recovery. Super clean eating, and maybe most importantly, this incredibly humble personality. He seems focused purely on getting better, not on fame.
That sustained focus must be what allows him to handle the physical load everyone thought was impossible.
It has to be. And you hear it from the guys who see him up close. His peers, elite players themselves. Like that quote from Mike Trout.
Oh, yeah, his former teammate. What did he say?
Something like, "I've never seen anyone like him. He's doing things that shouldn't even be possible."
When Mike Trout says that, you listen. It sounds like Ohtani is resetting the bar for what even fellow pros think is humanly possible.
And that impact goes beyond the field. He's become this global icon. Think about the kids in Japan and elsewhere now dreaming of being the next Ohtani. Not just a pitcher, not just a hitter, but both.
He's literally changing the aspirations of the next generation, rewriting baseball's rulebook, as one source said, just by existing and succeeding.
He's living proof that specialization might just be a choice, not a mandatory path.
Which leads us to the money. That unprecedented value was finally put on paper in 2023.
The big one. His signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers. $700 million.
$700 million. The biggest sports contract ever.
Yeah, and the sources are pretty clear. That number isn't just for one superstar. It's valuing two premium players in one body. An ace pitcher and an MVP slugger.
It forces that question, doesn't it? How do you even put a price tag on someone who comes along once a century and changes the whole game?
Well, apparently you can, and the price reflects that unique dual mastery. It's astronomical because what he provides is fundamentally unique in the market.
But here's maybe the scariest part for opponents, the truly dangerous element the sources mention. It's his attitude, despite all this success.
His humility, yeah, and that relentless drive. All the records, the massive contract, the global fame. He just seems to shrug it off, avoids drama, stays focused on winning and improving.
He actually said, "I just want to keep improving. There's always something more I can do."
Think about that. A guy already called the most complete player ever thinks he's still got room to grow. That constant hunger, that lack of complacency that makes him truly dangerous. He hasn't peaked yet.
So if we wrap this all together, the fear, the respect, it comes down to him just redefining human limits on a baseball field.
Wow.
He didn't accept the traditional boundaries. He wasn't limited by doubt or what everyone else said couldn't be done.
He just chose greatness across the board.
He really did.
He's like this living experiment proving that maybe those limits we assume exist are, well, more fluid than we thought.
Okay.
Especially when you combine elite talent with that kind of intense, focused discipline applied to two different crafts.
Okay, so that leads perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If Ohtani is already seen as the most complete baseball player of all time, and he genuinely believes he's still improving, what does his success imply about specialization, not just in baseball, but in all sports? Think about it. Track and field, swimming, gymnastics. We specialize everywhere.
Right. So the question is, what happens when elite mastery, that dedication, simply refuses to choose just one path? Is the biggest limit in sports actually the limit we place on ourselves by demanding specialization?
Ohtani's career seems to be providing a pretty compelling answer to that, doesn't it?
It certainly makes you wonder. He's the ultimate outlier, proving maybe the rules aren't as rigid as we assumed.
Something definitely worth thinking about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into what makes Shohei Ohtani such a unique and boundary-breaking force in sports.